Well, hi everyone, Wellstarbursts here. Welcome back to my build review series, Breaking Down the Build. In this show, we will be analyzing various builds from around the VoxelBox using the elements and principles that were introduced in the Creative Mode series. In this episode, we're going to review the large pagoda which was built by Howlize for the town of Daigon in the region of Trinith. We will also have a little bit of an overview of general components of Asian architecture in Minecraft. So a few of the most easily identifiable elements of the pagoda are its color, its use of balance and unity, and its various and unique uses of pattern and its texture, which we will get to in a little bit. The colors of the build are analogous and tend to occupy the mid-range to lighter spectrum of values. These are nicely contrasted with segments of the roof which are composed of dark gray cobblestone. For the most part, I will ignore the lighter stone brick base of the build. All that I will say about it is that its large amount of contrast with the mid-range and darker values of the actual build help to emphasize its purpose as a base or pedestal for the rest of the build. If we ignore the base, we see that the even distribution of colors and values throughout the build make the build unified. You may also have noticed that the build is symmetrical, and this, along with the unity through color, caused the build to be balanced in terms of its shape, color, and value. So now let's dive into exactly how well pattern is used in this build. The more evident use of pattern is through the repetition of wall segments throughout the build. He uses smaller components to create walls out of his build, and the repetition and even distribution of the segments help to further unify the build. He also gives the repetition a break in the center of each facade of his build, and instead uses a different arrangement of blocks as a replacement. The less evident use of pattern is in the repetition of the tiers of the building. We see that on the base, the regular color scheme is employed, but then it takes a break and is replaced with cobblestone, but then resumes once more on the second story of the building, and so on. We come to expect this change in color and value after a few repetitions, so we can count it as a pattern. But let's talk a little bit about the texture that I mentioned earlier and how it relates not just to this specific build, but oftentimes the entire Asian architecture genre in Minecraft. The types of textures are called hatching, which consists of a series of parallel lines, and cross-hatching, which is the same thing but one series of lines is overlaid on another. Builders will most prevalently use the texture of planks, fences, and lamp blocks to create the hatching textures in portions of their builds. We also often see that the glass windows are replaced with fences. And just as one side note, in some of the more ornate builds in the Asian architecture style, we often see a sort of upward inflection on the corner of the roofs. This concept is demonstrated in Howlize's pagoda along with some of the larger mansions of Hanai. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.